behave yourself, Karen. Waiting for Zoom to come up. There we go. I don't know why it's doing that, but here we go. Wait for LinkedIn. Here we are. Okay, let's play this.
So you wanna be
So you want to be.
a cool kid
I thought we'd be full screen.
with an ink set. Looking
We're just little tiny people.
cool and fine. Asking you faking it.
There we are. Wave hello. Ba, 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 ba. And we're going to fade this out and we're going to go away from screen share. And we are Bonnie D and Karen G on more Too Saucy Dames. Karen, wave hello to everybody.
Aloha.
Aloha, excuse me. How are you? How are you?
I am so excited for this. I need this. We both need this.
We do. It's turning out to be fun. Let's see, my third saucy dame. I have Sherry M, who's the Too Saucy Dame, the original one, and then Mary N is the second one, and Karen G is the third one. And we're more Too Saucy Dames. And everybody, TOO is spelled for a reason. It's not TWO, it's two because we're too saucy. And I could have said,
Saucy.
Karen, I could have said too sassy. What do you prefer, saucy or sassy?
Saucy.
Okay.
I know a lot of my students, when I say saucy, they're like, "What? Do you have sauce on you?" It's very funny because it's it's probably not modern.
I like that.
I'm educating kids about that saucy definition.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I thought about all kinds of words with that one, but one day I'll have a reunion of all three of you on the show at the same time.
Ooh.
I think that would be a lot of fun. And I did get permission to do something fun on LinkedIn. I know it's not usual, but Facebook's okay with it. YouTube's okay with it. But I did get permission from something at LinkedIn. It came to me in a dream and they said, it's okay. You can do
Wow.
something fun. I'm only teasing. Of course, we don't have permission for this. Let me read my opening poem. Here we go. You know us well, Bonnie D and Karen G. Seasoned in life. That's a polite word. Dynamic and free. From face to social media's embrace, we're content creators leaving our trace, we hope. And now on We Dish, we're here to play, lighting up the cybersphere in a fresh, unique way. Chatting on culture, wacky news we adore, music, food, and laughter, and oh, so much more. No politics here, just joy and delight. Join us live or on demand. You can find us day or night. We won't be awake, but you can find us. But Karen and I are 6 hours apart, so you might find one of us. Meet us for real with your questions in tow. Comments are welcome. Just go with the flow. Tune in, engage. Let's laugh and connect on We Dish. More Too Saucy Dames. It's fun you'll never expect. Bonnie D and Karen G, you're more Too Saucy Dames. Together we'll dish on life's joyous games. What do you think?
I love it. We're gonna have some cyberspace fun.
There you go. Quick bio, Karen G. People, there might be 3 people in the world who don't know you by now. Shame, 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 shame. Just talk to those 3 people and then I'll do my quick bio and then we'll get into our topics. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm a mother of 2 adult daughters, a wife, and author. I'm changing it to brain trainer, educator, parent, and family coach. I have 2 businesses, Brain Builders from 1999 on, and Letting Go with Aloha from 2020. And I'm also a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. And what is that? I rewire brains to overcome limitations and transform lives. So real quick, can I just show
Yes, please.
Mama's Gotta Let Go, how to let go without losing your sanity. I don't promise that you'll keep your sanity, but it's just a thought. 100 parenting tips inspired by the pandemic. I have a chapter. I'm one of 30 women in the Power to Rise Above, which won a gold award for the cover. And second place was Princess Fergie. I don't know what cover that was, but
wow. And who put that book together? Who was the editor?
Sandy Davies, my friend in
Sandy.
Australia. And
I
so
know her
she
well.
gathered 30 global women to share their story.
Lovely. Well, next time she does it, I'd love to get invited to share one of my stories.
Definitely.
Tell Sandy I said hello. She's been on my technology show a few
That's
times.
right. That's right. She loves you.
But so many hours apart. And Sandy is a writer. Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. She goes on at 2, 3 in the morning, remember, with Voice America.
That woman puts
Crazy.
together words, Karen, when she writes, and it's like entering another universe of how language expresses thoughts and emotions. Something about Sandy Davies' writing is that
Beautifully
you,
said. That's what Destin and I say. It's like he just like it's just like poetry, just like she just says
it is.
anything and we're like,
She just
wow, we gotta
has a
quote
way with
this.
words. I have
Yeah,
great,
that's your superpower.
send her this link and tell her I said hello. So I'm Bonnie D. I am a live radio creator, host, producer, developer, host, storyteller. I said host twice, playwright, three romantic comedy plays that I wrote from 1 to 4 in the morning. It took 3 nights each, and I produced them for my TV show, Something to Talk About in New York many years ago with community theater actors and actresses, green screen, and it was just so much fun. Anybody wants a link, I'll send it to them. They're on my Vimeo channel. I'm an artist with only about 300 paintings all over my house. Some of them are just stacked in piles on the floor. They're on the walls. They're everywhere. I'm a drummer, Ludwig Red Sparkle drums, and XSR and Zildjian. The shiny stuff that makes noise. Yes, the cymbals. I'm a poet. I belong to the Writer's Digest Wednesday prompt group and the PAD Poem a Day Challenge in the month of April and November, and write 5 to 10 poems a day during those 2 months, but other than that, only 3 poems a day on Wednesdays. I've created the 3 minute soundbite roundtable for thought leaders. We don't sell, we don't do politics, we just talk about technology and strategy. Early woman in tech, I'll leave that one alone. And former stand up, just trying to be funny sitting down. How's that, Karen?
Oh, you are definitely funny just sitting down.
This show makes me happy. This show is just unscripted but let's get to our topics today. We always have three topics.
Yes.
If you're new tuning in, and I and my guest, and today it's Karen G, we pick the topics in advance and then we just free fall. We just float with what we're doing. And we have a couple of wacky headlines. These are articles, headlines, stories we read about somewhere that we think are interesting to us, but we think might be interesting to each other and to you and our viewing audience. So I got to smile more. I'm looking very frowny on that picture there. Okay, so your favorite colors for home, art, clothes, anything. Karen, let's start with you.
I had to think about this, but you know what? I'm gonna go with bronze, silver, and gold. I've always been a metallic, like favorite. When you see shoes, like, oh, I bet that's Karen because the bling bling is my passion.
Interesting. Well, mine is red because I go on Monday nights on my radio show by AKA Radio Red. My front license plate on a mirrored plate
Oh,
says A. People stop if they could say, "So what? Who's driving that car? What's that? Who is she?" I don't know. Red lipstick and everything. This my mother passed in 2017, but this was call it her rock and roll jacket, and it's made of little bits and you can see it's fabric
ooh,
pieces and all little the gold dots on it, the jewelry.
you got the bling
So
bling, yeah.
red and black. I mostly wear black with red occasionally. And I would say the other color I like is blue and white. I don't know if white's a color, but I just redid my whole kitchen in white. And I like white. I
Beautiful.
bought white quartz with little tiny, very subtle gray, occasional
Yeah, I
gray in
love
it.
that.
So
Yeah.
black and white and red all over. That should be a joke. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
What's
that joke.
black and white and red all over? It's the newspaper. That was a
Newspaper.
joke, right? But
Yeah, I
yes,
remember that.
yes. And silver and gold. I like a lot of colors. Anyway, those are colors. Okay, so we got that established. Now the next topic is if you won, I'm going to change the number here. If you won $10 million in the lottery, because 1 million isn't that much today. And I gave you, or the lottery people, Karen G, gave you 10 days to do something with it, or you would lose it. OMG to the 2900th power. What would you do with $10 million? And you don't have to go waxing altruistic on us. Whatever you really feel. That's what we want to know.
You have to really think about this. I think homes for my students, my family, right? I would fund college education to all my students, renovate my house, get a lot of ideas from you, landscaping, facials every day, massages every day, travel, go on more trips like New Zealand, all of Europe. I just met someone 28 years old, 28 countries. I have a lot of countries to catch up on. Shopping sprees and grants shopping sprees like randomly. They'd be so much fun to just go to maybe a women's shelter and just, hey, you're gonna have a shopping spree, spend like $1,000 and just do that to like 1,000 people, you know? My dream has always been parent support center, like a global. Parent Support Center. Art supplies galore. With oh my gosh, I would have like premium art supplies delivered every day. I think vacation homes, rental properties. Oh, you know what I love too is like Humane Society, food bank, some kind of like education, nonprofit, and just splurge and make a difference. But yeah, have a lot of fun. Definitely. If I had 10 days, I would have fun every single day and
I
spread
think
that fun.
I think you just spent $50 million. I
I
think
think
you
so. So
exceeded
so
the
it would
10
have to be
million.
like a very small, like, okay, I'm just gonna give you a fraction of it.
What would I do
What
with
would
10
you
million
do,
dollars?
Bonnie?
Well, I think I would set up a business of coaching people on speaking in public and on the media.
Hmm.
I think I would, and it might be a nonprofit for me, but I don't know, I'd need good equipment, so that's where it would go. I would give some money to some of my family, somebody who needs it a little more than the other one does, for comfort and for just for health. I would give that. What else would I do? I would find some meaningful charities, I think. I don't have anything
Hmm.
in mind right now. I would probably set up my own infrastructure a little better. I would love to do voiceover work, so I would set up a sound booth in my house, which might
Ooh.
cost a couple thousand. I don't think I'd need more than 1 million. I don't know what I'd do with 10 million, Karen, but I would find some worthy, and I would get a massage like I used to once or twice a month. I would make sure I had a steady appointment with a good masseuse. That's a
Hmm.
female. I don't want a male at this point in time. And I might get some more red rock and roll boots, and
Ooh.
I would also find a place to store my drums nearby, and I would have somebody help me find people to join me in a band. I used to play Motown rock and roll, a little bit of blues, BB King, old time rock and roll. I like those kinds of songs, and I haven't been able to form a band here in Loudon, Tennessee. And I would have somebody help me, an agent, help me bring together a band and then produce us and help us get some gigs. And
I was
I
gonna
would
say you can
like
do
to do that.
global gigs, and a lot of people are looking for that for
Could.
parties, for
And
banquets.
I would like to set up a training program for young people to speak clearly and specifically without a lot of fillers.
Mm.
People might be annoyed to hear me say this, but people who say, I sort of went to the store, and I'm sitting here saying, I hear it on the news. She sort of went to the meeting. He sort of wrote a book. Well, did he or didn't he? I'd like to get rid of fillers like, I mean, so I would like to get people back to speaking clearly without the fillers and taking a little more time to think before they articulate the words
Mm.
so that it flowed better without the stuff, the fillers, the caulking to fill the holes. That's what I would like to do and help people smile
Love
more when they're
it.
on media. That's what I would do. And I would also,
Yes, we need more smiles.
we do. And I'd also help people create virtual backgrounds and learn how to use a green screen so that,
Ooh,
yeah, because when I
that's your
get guests,
superpower.
yeah, when I get guests who on my radio shows who don't have a background but they put a background and they don't have a green screen and their hair goes like this and their heads go like this,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
I would like to improve audio and video for people who are in front of other people. I didn't say the public or the media. That would be something I would do. So I don't know how much if I would charge for some of that, or I would have people help me produce those companies, but that's something I'm probably going to get in trouble for this. Yeah, I'm looking at me on LinkedIn. We're a couple seconds delayed here. I'm going to bail out of that one. So that's what I would do with a couple of the 10 million. The rest I would donate to something that meant something to me, and I would have to do my research to find
Hmm.
a meaningful cause, something with children or with young women
Yes.
who needed guidance. I would probably do something like that. So there we go. Nothing political. Okay, next question. Let's share some paintings, some artwork. I'm putting
Ooh,
you
are
on
you ready
speaker
for
here.
this?
I'm more than ready. Go ahead.
This is something different. I did not use a canvas. I used a rock that my daughter decided to bring home from the beach. And I said, you got to carry it. Said, hey, can I paint it? So my favorite color was going to be teal. I do have bling bling. It's like tape, like glitter tape. I
Mm-hmm.
have shells and I have a gem. But I had so much fun. At first I was, you sponge it because it goes into the holes, but I'm calling it my glamour rock.
Oh, very
Pretty big
pretty.
as a pet rock, but you
It's
know what? It is
lovely.
just very
How much does it weigh?
um I'm so bad at weight. Like, it's very, very light, super light.
A
I could
pound?
probably just, but I wouldn't carry. Oh no, no, less than that. I wouldn't carry in my bag.
It's
But
lovely.
yes, maybe like I honestly don't know, but probably less than half a pound or something.
And how do you get all
Yes.
of those the shells to stay on it? What kind of glue?
I
Super
just
glue?
actually used super glue. I changed to Elmer's and Elmer's does work, but you know, with all the shells, I just painted a snail shell that my daughter found. It's so funny. My family, like, guess what I found that you can paint or you can add.
I love the
My next
bling.
one, remember
Yes.
how the judge for PQ, I did one on Don't Judge. And it's very
Mm-hmm.
light. There you
There it
go.
is.
This is all watercolor.
That's Libra. That's the balance.
Ooh, that
That's
is
October.
right.
That's October. That's my
That's
sign is
you.
Libra. Yes. Don't judge yourself.
Don't judge yourself.
Tell
So that
people
means
what PQ.
releasing
Tell people what PQ is.
PQ in a one sentence thing. It's positive intelligence where we believe the inner voices. Anyone who's seen Inside Out, we believe we are the anger, we are the guilt, we are the, avoider. But if you befriend it and you know how to like chase it away, it's truly peace, right? More peace, less stress. And Bonnie, I think can attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for this one? This was
Yep.
in 2020.
Ooh, that's dark.
So yes, I'm calling it Whiskers of Reflection, Feline Under the Moon.
Wow. I see the cat.
I didn't know.
I
You see
see
the
it.
cat?
I see it
Yeah,
now.
it's kind of very yeah, I didn't know.
Subtle.
I'm not it was one of my first cats. Because you get so like, oh, I don't know how to do the ears, the nose, but so I decided to do kind of abstract. But yeah,
Beautiful.
very thank you. I just did a when you start doing it and you just, I don't care. And then I think releases the judgment. So what do you have? I cannot wait
Oh
to
my
see.
goodness. I have JPEGs of some of my pictures in my office on the walls that I took to show today. So I'm going to have to do a screen share here and then I'm going to have to open each one a little bit primitive here, but bear with me. So I'm going to share my screen and let me get rid of those pictures. We don't want pictures of the workers. And so this is one of my art sparks and I might have told you about this, Karen. This
Ooh.
was a picture that I created in Night Cafe Studio. I said, woman, curly red hair, blue eyes, dark black glasses, dark lipstick, and a microphone. And it gave me the outline of this. And I quickly printed it on clear 8.5 by 11 film, flexible film. And then I ran down the hall to my
Wow.
art studio and plopped it down on a piece of 12 by 12-inch white cardstock that's heavier than just thin paper and I rubbed the back of it and rubbed off it came out like a tracing. Then I took red glitter glue and I took watercolors in the background and I took some acrylic paints and I painted in the spaces in what was conveyed onto the cardstock. And then I added blue. I have little plastic jewels, a whole set of them, a bunch of cards of different colors. I added the jewels for her eyes and I gave her jewels for her earrings. And then I framed her and she's in a black frame. Isn't that interesting?
That is amazing. You're the one who inspired me to use jewels and just, random bright earrings. That is beautiful.
Isn't she
So you just have
interesting?
a printer? You have a printer that just
I have a
I love how
color
you say that.
printer, just a regular printer, and I print it on the film and then I
But you
put
can
it.
print on film?
Oh yeah, you
And
print on film. Yeah, but you
and it's
have
just
to
a regular printer?
regular printer, color printer, and I print on film, and it's an HP printer, and then I transfer it to the cardstock, and then I fill in what's left. So it doesn't come out in full color. I created the fill-ins. I did her
Wow.
curls were there, but there's a lot of you can see the glitter glue I painted with a brush in different colors, the gold, the red, the buildings I did in watercolor with yellow and blue, and her dress. And I think I put a blue jewel on her necklace, and her earrings and her eyes are little paste on jewels. I have another one to show you, another art spark.
Wow.
This is a different
Look at
one.
that. Are those
And
balloon kisses?
balloon kisses in teal and white and blue with a balloon. That's acrylic background. And this one has, I think, acrylic red paint, and then I have the circles of glitter glue. I have them and a little
Oh,
bottle that I squeezed.
wow.
And I
Glitter
made
glue.
circles. Can you see the circles
I
here?
do. I see the
Circles.
circles.
And then I gave her different shape eyes. I gave her the oval and I gave her the more of a diamond shape here. Or no, it's a square.
Yeah.
And then I gave her silver earrings in, and then I gave blue glitter glue to the microphone in front of her. And this was a red-haired lady. And I gave her a lot of red lipstick, a lot of red lipstick. So this was an interesting one. I'm glad you like
Ooh, I'm
that.
I'm gonna get glitter glue.
And this was a collage I did. This is a close up. I don't want to show that to you until I show you. This is the
Wow.
collage. Hold on. Here we go. This is the collage. And this is done with all kinds of
Wow.
papers and odds and ends. And then what did I wrote in cursive on a little piece of paper. Old style writing in cursive can be so lovely and relaxing and fun to do. Let's bring it back. And I wrote that and then I pasted
Yes.
that in. And this was just
Wow.
bits and pieces of cards and all kinds of things that I collected. You like it?
I love it. You're inspiring me. I never thought of adding glue glitter and just different because you just throw them away.
And this is wrapping paper here in the bottom right. Do you see this gold here? That's a piece of gold wrapping paper I
Wow.
had. Yeah, and you can use string and you can use all
Creative.
kinds of stuff in different shapes. And then what else
I
did I
love
I'll
that.
do two more. And then let's see. This one I took a picture of this for you. This was I thought you'd like this.
Ooh.
This is, I think it's acrylic on canvas. It might be watercolors. I can't tell because you can see the texture of the canvas. And this is little pieces of washi tape. I know you like that. This is
I
gold
gotta start using
washi
that. Well, how'd
tape.
you get the squares? The rectangles and the you just
I just cut them and I cut on an angle on the tape and I made those little chevrons. And then I put the jewels that I used on the ladies, the art sparks. I put the jewels
no,
in
but like
different.
the rectangular
Oh,
outlines of the
that's just black glitter glue. I just drew like window panes
Oh
all over the
my
canvas.
gosh.
All over the canvas. Yes. So it's got
Beautiful. They're just so creative. I never would have thought of doing that.
the
That's
jewelry and it's
amazing.
got the glitter glue and I think this might be, I'm not sure whether this was originally, it might have been originally a watercolor that I painted over, and then I'll show you one more. And let me see which one. This one I wanted to show you. This was hearts. I did
Ooh,
this for
look
you.
at that. Is that glitter too?
This is all glitter, silver glitter on top of, this was a combination of acrylic. And I can't even remember. These must have been balloon kisses here in
They
green
look like balloon kisses, but
and
very
blue.
circular, the one on the bottom. It almost looks like
Yes,
you're pouring out of a cup, and then
I
that's what fell.
I did. And then I took the black and I made the outlines of the hearts around whatever was there. And then I added the silver little curly cues. What do you think?
I'm
Cool
getting glitter
beans?
glue today.
Cool beans. I'll send you a
Cool
picture.
beans,
I
extremely.
I bought a package of 6 pack of or 8 pack of Sargents, Sargents. Let me stop sharing here. And
What is that?
they don't sell them as a set anymore. I think you have to buy them independently. But they're 8 ounce bottles and they have a little top that pulls off and a little spout. And so you can use them
So it's
for
glitter.
it's glitter.
Glitter glue.
But they're liquid.
Right. Oh my gosh, Sergeant. Okay. I
And
learned so much from you about art.
they're very, very thick. Well, thank you. Let's do some headlines now. I'm glad you enjoyed that. So,
I
couple
really
of
enjoyed
headlines.
that.
What's your number one headline, Karen?
I thought this was kind of funny. It was a tortoise in the UK who caused major train delays. So Solomon the turtle had to be carried off the track by engineers. I don't think the engineers thought that that would be their job that day, and then was taken to a vet to make sure it was okay. But can you imagine you're rushing and the train's like, "Sorry, we have this tortoise. We have to wait," and the tortoise is just
We know how fast the tortoise is going, don't we?
Oh my gosh. So the next one is make sure that we check our spam mail. Don't just delete it like I do. There's a lady in Michigan who checked her spam mail only to find out that this email that said she won $207,199 as a lottery prize. Guess what? It was real. I don't know what made her even take the time because those are the immediate ones that you won this money, you delete, but her intuition must have been, working hard. The last one they in 2020 they just found out from 2020 there were first virgin shark births. They're
One,
smooth hound sharks.
repeat that again. I have no idea what you just said because
Oh, they're smooth hound sharks, and it's the first virgin birth. These two females have since 2020 have given birth without consummating their so it's like truly virgin birth. And I don't know, can you imagine being the scientist studying that? But I thought, wow, now I don't know what a smooth hound shark looks like, but that's in Italy, by the way. So was
I
that
can't.
wacky or what?
I can't compete with. Well, hold on, let me take a drink. I can't compete with the headline, but mm, I've
I
got
never
three.
know if they're wacky enough, but
Oh,
I
they're
just
very
figure what
wacky. Mine are not as wacky. One is as a article I found on why are people never smiling in old photographs. And a little bit of the reason was first developed in the late 1820s. Photography was a combination of art and science, capable of capturing an image in the moment. And why are people never smiling? Well, the somber expressions lead us to assume they weren't having very happy lives, but that's not true. Number one, the exposure time took a long, long time. French
Mm.
inventor Nicephore Nipies 1826 view from the window at Le Gras, credited as the oldest surviving photograph, required an exposure time of 8 hours.
No way.
A decade later, in 1939, that was 113 years later, Louis Daguerre's invention of the daguerreotype made portrait photography practical, but it required you to sit still for 20 minutes. In the 1840s, the exposure, I'm sorry, I meant the 1940s, the exposure was reduced from 20 minutes to 20 seconds, but they said that people were still very, very somber. A photography session cost a lot of money, and sometimes it cost as much as 3 months' salary. So a person might be photographed 2 or 3 times in their entire lifetime.
Yeah.
So people just kind of sat there. And then they said early photographers imitated portrait artists, so they wanted them to have a very serious expression. Uh,
Mm.
Early 19th century, the presence of stoic, enigmatic expressions on the subject's faces. My goodness gracious. Painted portrait was the only way to get people to smile. But anyway, that's one of the reasons it was expensive. It took
That
a
is
long time.
interesting. Can you
Yes,
imagine smiling for 20 minutes?
I know. I can, or 8 hours. That would be. I know. You sit for an artist. That's different. You can talk. You can move a little bit. But now I have one about the surprising origin of 15 shapes of pasta. I don't know if anybody cares about that,
Ooh, I
but
love shapes of pasta.
the
It really
store.
makes it.
I know, and they're delicious. I know that people think that Venetian explorer Marco Polo, not the pool game, brought noodles back from China, but that's not true. Pasta was already popular in Italy when Marco Polo went to China at the end of the 13th century. People in China already had been enjoying noodles for thousands of years before Italy. They credit this to an Arabian technique for drying things, for drying food for long journeys. So the Arabian pasta went to Greece in ribbon form, and the Arabic word came out for noodle, and it doesn't bear any resemblance to it at all. So the bottom line is that macaroni apparently comes from, there are two versions. Euripides Heraclidae had a daughter named Macaria, Macar, like the Macarena. Hey,
Yeah,
Macarena.
yeah,
Well, without the N. And then the king of Athens announced that an oracle said his city was going to be gone. It was going to be destroyed if he didn't sacrifice a maiden from a noble father. So this Macaria said, "You can kill me. I'll have a glorious death." So she was a noble-born maid. So they killed her. Another Macaria in another version of the ancient world was Hades' daughter, and she said, "I'll have a blessed death too." The Greeks took the word Macaria with a K to describe food made from barley, which was used at funerals in ancient Greece. So sometime between then and Kraft's Blue Box of, we know, macaroni and cheese, the
yeah.
grain was switched from barley to durum wheat, and the name became macaroni, Maccheroni. And then the Italians used macaroni, Macaroni, for any type of pasta. I'm sure that was just very boring to some people. But
No,
anyway,
that's very interesting though,
let's
because you
let's
don't think about that.
And penne, my favorite, was
Yes, yes, I
invented
love
in
that.
1865. A pasta maker named Giovanni Battista Capurro made a machine that cut thin tubes of pasta at an angle. He
Ooh.
patented the machine on March 11th. So penne has a birthday. And the last one is tortellini. You won't believe this one. Okay, the cities of Bologna and Modena lay claim to tortellini. According to one legend, the recipe was created by an innkeeper from Castelfranco Emilia, an Italian town between Bologna and Modena. Ready for this? When the Roman goddess Venus, Karen, checked into his inn one day, this is all mythical, the innkeeper looked through a keyhole in the door and spied on her, and he saw her belly button, her navel. The sight inspired him to rush back to the kitchen
Oh
and
my gosh,
this is
no.
all made up and invent the belly
I
button
love it.
shaped dumpling known as tortellini, and that was the story. So there you
I
go.
will never see a tortellini the same again.
I feel the same way. I shouldn't have read that one. I have one more. What do you do in the waiting room when you're waiting for a doctor or on a long train ride or a plane ride? Well, I'm going to give you a quick story. July 31st, 1990, a woman named Joanne took a 2-hour train ride from Manchester, England to London, but there were a lot of delays. She had nothing to read. She didn't have pen, she didn't have paper, nothing to write. She let her mind wander. By the time the train pulled into King's Cross Station in London many hours later, the woman named Joanne had thought up the character of Harry Potter and the
Oh my
general
gosh.
plot lines to the story that became Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Today we know her as J.K. Rowling. There you
That
go.
is amazing. I
And
love
the quote she gives about this is sometimes ideas just come to me. Other times I have to sweat and almost bleed to make ideas come. It's a mysterious process. I hope I never find out exactly how it works. Is that cool?
that is the coolest thing.
And she had
Wow.
12 rejections before it was, and they said it would never survive more than just a children's book. Nobody would ever buy it. She would never make real money and make a profit from it. That's what she was told. She even moved to Portugal to teach, had her family, got divorced, came back, and finally had a manuscript years later in 5 years. But she came up with the idea on a long train ride to London
Wow.
when she had nothing else to do.
Read about her writing on napkins, but I've never heard of that. That is,
Is that
it just
something?
shows you we need to sometimes just sit and be and then
Just
percolating, our
ponder,
brains. Yeah.
percolate.
Wow.
So, any closing words? I somehow my encoder has a clock. We've been talking for 28 minutes and 39 seconds. So, what do you think? Anything else you want to add for this one? We can do this again next week, Karen?
I can't wait to do it next week. And I mean, each show that we do gets more entertaining and I think it just, I hope anyone watching this, I know Deslin it just enjoyed it. And oh, we had that comment, right? Someone said about the art. You
Yeah.
asked if I knew the person. I don't know the person, and she really enjoyed our art.
Yeah, somebody's been watching us on my YouTube channel, which is fun. I would love to get 1 million people on YouTube. I don't have even 100 yet because I started YouTube recently, but all of my radio shows live stream to YouTube. So it's a collection of 4 or 5 different series. And I'd love if anybody watching this would go to just find Bonnie D Radio, all one word, on YouTube. And YouTube now segments, Karen. You have a live section and a recorded section. So I uploaded a couple of videos, and those are not in the same tab as live, but all my live streaming shows are. I've got almost 100 shows there. So anyway, what are you doing this weekend? It's a Friday.
Wow.
What are you doing?
Well, today I'm going to watch some YMCA kiddies do their finale dance. My daughter choreographed it, so that should be fun. Tomorrow I have all free. Sunday I have 4 sessions. So I'm getting mentally prepared for that. And just enjoy that's what I invite anyone who's watching this, just find moments of your day to just experience pure joy, you know?
That's what I'm going to do. Well, I have no kitchen sink because the kitchen was redone and the plumber can't come till Monday and the sink has to sit and set with all of the everything they put in to mount it. So it can't be hooked up to plumbing. So I'm using as few dishes and pots and pans as I can and wiping them clean and then rinsing them off in one of my bathroom sinks. So I'm very, very careful. But I think my joy will be sauteed Vidalia onions and I put a little bit of olive
Ooh.
oil, not too small, not chopped, just small pieces, and a little bit of water, and that helps them saute with a little bit of Johnny's seasoned salt. I know I shouldn't be using salt, but I can't stop it. And then a scrambled egg added to that. 2 eggs with a little bit of water scrambled.
I'm gonna try that.
And
We have sea salt here, Hawaiian sea salt, but you can do sea salt, which is,
there you go.
healthier.
And
Well, I'm
and
gonna
it
do that.
and an everything based bagel toasted with some homemade blueberry preserves. And that'll be my dinner. And that'll be an easy cleanup. One little
Whoa.
pan and one little plate and a fork. And I'm going to go watch some French detective TV. And Senora Volpe is back. And Alice Nevers is back. And Candice Renoir is back. And tomorrow night, Sunday night is the season finale of Grantchester, if anybody follows that, the British series where there's a vicar who is a priest, basically, helps the chief detective, Geordie, solve murders that happen all the time.
Ugh.
So I'm watching, I think, season 7 or something like that. But it's supposed to be a nail-biting season finale, and I can't wait. And I have such a crush on the new vicar. You don't want to know.
You gotta send me a photo.
Such a crush, I'll tell you. Anyway, Bonnie D, Karen G, let me start playing the music here. I've got my sharing up. Oh, I got the wrong thing up here. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Let's see. You'll tell me if you can hear it, Karen. And let's go out with So You Want to Be. I wrote the lyrics. Serge Hoffman, with 2 N's on the end, who's a wonderful digital music producer and composer, wrote the music and sings it. And he's my friend. And hello to Serge. Bonjour. Bonsoir, mon chéri. There we go. Here we go. And let me get the volume. There we go. Play a little bit more to go out. You want to be a cool kid, looking real. Here we go. Come into the bridge and then we'll close. No lonely girls here. Karen, it was lovely. Say wave goodbye to our social.
Bye.